But let's get back to talking about the legalized marijuana. What brought you from Colorado to Florida to fight this fight again?
Well, I was forced to move here, but because of situations that happened back in Colorado. Unfortunately, one of the downsides of full legalization in Colorado is that lots of people move to Colorado. And rent prices soared, and I just couldn't afford it anymore. I'm a mother, I have a toddler. I can't afford $1,000 a month for 300 square feet.
Well, there's an angle we haven't tried yet. Vote for medical marijuana because it will raise your property values.
That is extremely true. I can't even begin to. That is extremely true. It raises your property values because it lowers crime. The statistics across the board in Denver, from when it was made recreational, are down all the way across. I mean, violent crimes, non-violent crimes, everything is down 10, 17%, 20%, 25%. We're seeing significant decreases. And there ain't nothing much that makes your house worth more than not being robbed.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. The only thing that I've heard of any problems with it is people trying to steal your pot if you're growing it out in the backyard. But, like I say, once it's legal and everybody's allowed to do it, then there's nothing to steal. Everybody has the same ability to grow it or use it. Myself, here in Florida, this is a perfect place for it. Not only will it bring in a lot of income, it'll bring in a lot of tourism, which is starting to slack off here in Florida. We have probably the largest number of chronically ill patients in this country.
Absolutely.
Here in Florida, between the elderly and other factors that factor in there. We've got a lot of people that can use this. So if you make it fully medical, that's fine with me because I qualify. Moonie and I will do just fine. But for those of you who want it recreationally, that's where the money comes into the state, and it's definitely well worth it. People are going to smoke that pot anyway, so the state might as well be able to take some money and give it to education or put it towards fixing the roads or whatever the people of this state decide to do with the money. And that's another thing too that I think when we get around to making it recreational and start taxing it, I think people should have the say as to what the tax money goes towards.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The Colorado Initiative Amendment 64 put over $1 million back directly into Colorado schools the first month it was enacted.
Now,
$1 million. And Colorado has one of the worst school systems in the country. Colorado is ranked at the time, it was in the bottom 5.
Right above Florida, or
I think
Florida and Texas.
Yeah, Mississippi, I think, was
Right.
a little bit below, but I mean, that was about it. It was really unfortunate, and now $1 million in a month.
Can you explain to us why there's such a big line outside the dispensary?
There actually isn't really. I mean, I don't know when he went. If he went shortly after there was the recreationalization passed, there was lines everywhere. There was lines stretching around the corner, and that's just because it was the new thing. It's like, when people got in line when I was a kid to buy Cabbage Patch dolls or Tickle Me Elmos. It was the new thing. Everyone wanted it. Let's exercise our new rights. If you go now, I just moved a few months ago, so I do have, very recent knowledge of this. If you go now, everything is really well managed and things are streamlined, especially recreational only dispensaries, which have the most traffic. They have amazing computer systems and delivery systems to get people in and out as fast as possible. To get people what they want, and things are pre-measured, and it's designed so that doesn't happen anymore, so that people are not making those connections between people waiting in line, to get meth or whatever like that.
Right.
But it's a very important, and I wanted to go back just for a second, how we were talking about you know, the importance of legalization in Florida, and there's something that I want people to consider, on top of the monetary boon and the boon to property values and the decrease in criminal activity, the quality of care. Patients, real patients who have pain issues like you and I, and many other people out there, many of you, they need quality medicine. They don't need something that's grown, that has who knows what pesticides used, that's processed using who knows what material. You know, did they have dirty hands? Were they sick? Is there fungus? Is there mites? There's no quality of care. You're dealing for medicine that literally makes it possible for you to live with a totally unacceptable amount of variables to consider.
Yeah, and you know, that's in the beginning of the show we were talking about Moonie testing the strains and all that different types of things that they have there, and that is the real importance to me of getting this legalized so that we have these dispensaries and that we can go in and we can choose the medication that is correct for our problem. Right now, if you got to get your medicine off the street, you don't know what you're getting. You get, you know, generic, whatever, they can call it whatever they want to call it, and even if you've, you know, looked up the strain, you don't know that that's what you're getting. And if you need something in particular like we do, not everything works for that. Not everything works for chronic pain. We're not looking for something that gives us a head buzz. We're looking for something that relieves our body aches and our pain. And for me, something that gives me an appetite and relieves my nausea as well. Now those things are very important to me. You can give me some weed that goes straight to my head, and that's not going to do me a damn bit of good. Of course, I haven't found one that'll go to my head anymore. I think I've kind of tried that, but you know, I'm looking for pain relief, and if it's not the right type of marijuana, it's not going to work for me. That's the bottom line. Certain things work good, certain things don't. If you see me hitting the refrigerator, it worked good.
And it's not only about the type, the strain-wise, you know, the cannabinoids that are present. It's about processing too. Because I know you as well, we both have problems so severe that regular flour doesn't really do the trick.
Right.
We need concentrates. Those concentrates are processed with hazardous chemicals. You know, you're trusting a bunch of backwoods, who knows?
Yeah, we don't need none of those backwoods meth trailer hash facilities running around.
No, we need state-regulated access to medicine that we can trust.
Right.
That we know we're not going to be sucking down butane. That we know that we're not going to be taking in all the stuff that's more dangerous for us than the cannabis is good for us.
Right. Now that's something that's gone on with every recreational drug that's ever been. Things that used to be made from plants, they eventually find a way to bypass that product and use something cheaper to get you the same high. One thing that I can think of that from way back in my past was mescaline. It used to be made from a mesca plant. Now it's made out of rat poisoning, strychnine. And it gives you the same hallucinations, but it's killing you. It's not a natural plant. Marijuana is a natural plant. It's a God-given herb. It was put here for us to use and for us to benefit from. And those who demonized it years ago and turned it into an illicit drug have really hindered the medical process. Now, we missed out on decades of research with this product that we could have already had all of this worked out, and we could be getting this stuff from our doctors now as opposed to the guy at the 7-Eleven, and we would be in a lot better shape. The list keeps growing of what this product helps, and it's about time that those of you that are closed-minded about it, open up your minds, open up your hearts a little bit, have a little bit of compassion for those of us who need this product. And if you're worried about the recreational use of it, you're not going to stop that. Okay, legalizing it isn't going to increase it. Keeping it criminalized is not going to decrease it. The only way to address the problem is to bring it out in the open and make it a legal product that we can regulate and like Mooney says, we can feel safe in using. So we're going to wrap it up for today, but hopefully Mooney will be back with me on another day. We have a lot more to discuss. She has a lot of information that I want to have and I want to share with you. So thank you for tuning in today, and for Mooney, myself, Stitch, good night.